Hey guys, and welcome back. More Newcastle United news. Plenty to get into this afternoon. And first off, we are coming off the back of the 1-1 draw against Bournemouth on the Saturday night. I stand by what I said in the vlog about that game. It was a rubbish performance from us. I was expecting us to go in for 3 points, especially against a team that's struggling in the bottom three. And we just weren't at it. I thought... And I probably do agree with the majority of fans as well, where they have said that Newcastle are starting to get quite tired, quite fatigued. All these matches coming up, it's starting to take its toll on the players. I would agree to that to some extent, but we still got to be ready for these games. Liverpool on Saturday, the only team that has been able to beat Newcastle in the Premier League this season. I've got to be honest, I think it's bad timing. I wish it was just a Carabao Cup final. In a couple weeks' time, we've got to wait for, but we've got this match just roadblock in the way. It's bad time for us, I think, especially with the injuries, and that's what this video is mainly about today, the availability of certain football players at this club. I think it's very important that fans have reassurance of what's going to happen with these players coming up towards the final. Less than 2 weeks now, it's really starting to hit me that we've got a Carabao Cup final. It's an unbelievable feeling, and it's highly important for the club to have as many players available as possible for that game. Manchester United have really kicked it on this season. Newcastle are starting to take a dip, so the timing's not great, but I think once Bruno comes back, that's what we need, that key player. That'll be the boost in the squad that will kick us on that final. So we'll talk about the final and many more videos to come. But anyway, guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure to get down there, hit that subscribe button. We are less than 100 subscribers away from 40,000, a big milestone on the channel. It's starting to hit me quite a lot as well. So if you guys haven't already subscribed, make sure I get down there and do that. If you also enjoy what you watch, make sure I get down there, smash the like button. And finally, question of the day, score predictions against Liverpool on Saturday. It's an interesting one. I'm not too sure about the Liverpool game, to be honest. As always, I'll back my team to win, but it's definitely going to be an interesting game, that's for sure. But anyway, guys, without further ado, let's get into it. One more thing before we get into it. Sorry, I need help from you guys regarding some upcoming videos on the channel. Of course, with that trip to Wembley next week, I've got a serious amount of videos planned to be going up. Daily uploads are coming next week, so look forward to that. But anyway, regarding the help, I need help with ex-Newcastle United players or local celebrities. So if you guys know anyone in particular and get in contact with anyone, I would highly appreciate you getting in touch with me. I've already started to get some developments going. I've got a few bits and bobs being spun around in the pan. But ultimately, I'm kind of looking for more. So if any of you guys know anyone personally, know any players, any celebrities, just get in touch with me. And secondly as well, I will be interviewing quite a lot of people for the Liverpool game on Saturday. So make sure to message me if you want to know where I'm going to be at the game, or just get in touch. Again, I've got quite a lot of videos being planned in the motion, so I'll make sure I'll let you know regarding videos going forward. But massive thanks, guys, if you can get in touch with me. And yeah, we'll get into the video now. Sorry about that. First off, a Newcastle player who is not injured but is 1 yellow card away from a suspension is Joelinton. So surrounding the media and the fan base, there's been a lot of concern, a lot of fans claiming that if Joelinton gets a yellow card against Liverpool, he will miss the Carabao Cup final. So there's been shouts from fans saying let's drop him for the game and all sorts like that. It's important to know that Eddie Howe has confirmed to the media that Joelinton's yellow card will suspend him for 2 games in the Premier League, meaning that unless he gets a straight red card, he will not miss the Carabao Cup final. Now, I don't know why a straight red card would kick him out of the Carabao Cup final, but the yellow card suspension wouldn't. It's a bit weird how the actual rules work. They're different in different cup competitions. But just know, as long as Joelinton does not get a straight red card, he will be available for the Carabao Cup final. 2 key players who missed the trip down to Bournemouth at the Vitality Stadium. The first one being Jamal Lascelles. Yes, he doesn't start anymore, but he still is the club captain, still has a voice in the dressing room. Now, the reason why he missed the trip down to Bournemouth was unfortunately due to family issues. So whatever's going on there, I hope he gets it sorted out. But it's nothing to do with his physical health. He is fine. It's just due to something going on with his family. Number 2, and the more important one, with all due respect to Lascelles, is Callum Wilson. Our main number 9 scored last week against West Ham. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it was just he didn't turn up. And people wonder what's going on here. But it has been confirmed that he has a slight hamstring problem. This one's probably the hardest one to call in terms of whether he's going to make it to Wembley or not, because not much information has really came about his hamstring injury. But for me, I'm more leaning towards to say that he is going to be at Wembley. I feel like if it was a big problem or it was a case that he's going to miss the game, I think more would have came out for journalists about it. Not much has really came out, so it suggests to me that it's nothing serious. Of course, though, take it with a pinch of salt, but it could potentially come out in a couple of days' time that it's a really bad hamstring issue and he's going to miss the final. But as far as I'm aware for now, it seems fine. It seems like a case that he might be on the bench at Wembley, but it doesn't look like he's going to miss the game at this moment of time. A bit of a strange announcement, but it has been confirmed that Newcastle are wearing the black and white shirt at Wembley. I think it's mainly due to the fact that our form is so bad this season where we're wearing the white Saudi Arabia kits. So I thought I'd put it out there. We are, in fact, wearing the black and white shirt at Wembley. It's going to be the black and white versus the red, just how it should be. So, yeah, thought I'd put that out there. As for the game in Bournemouth, 3 players got injured during the match. And we're going to start off by talking about the player with the lightest injury, the player that will be fine pretty much straight away. And that is Almiron. So, he came off the pitch holding his hand. At the time, I'm thinking, oh, God, he's done some of his wrists. But Eddie Howe came out the press conference after the game and stated that it was a stamp on the hand. As far as I'm aware, nothing's been broken in terms of his bones. There's no problems with his anywhere in his wrist. It's just a case that he's been stamped on. I would have hurt at the time, and ultimately he's fine. He should be playing against Liverpool next week. Doesn't seem to be any concern regarding Almiron. Saint-Maximin with the second injury, he came off with a knock, according to Eddie Howe. At the time, though, you think when Saint-Maximin came off the pitch, he does this quite a bit, to be fair, though. He comes off, I mean, he's limping, he looks knackered, the guy looks absolutely finished. You can almost see, you can see a stretcher coming across at one point. It looks like the stretcher's going to come on the pitch for him, but it's just a case of a knock. I mean, knocks are a bit hard to tell, because, I mean, depending on the severity of a knock, it could determine whether he plays the match or not. But Eddie Howe has made it out to see that it's not that bad. He might miss the game this week against Liverpool, but again, he should be fine for the final. I would expect us to try and force him into that final squad, especially the fact that Anthony Gordon is cup tied, so he can't legally play in the game at Wembley. Last but not least, though, and the worst of the bunch is Joe Willock. So he came off with a hamstring problem, according to Eddie Howe. Now, this one sounds like the serious one because, I mean, hamstring problems are no good. I know Callum Wilson's doesn't sound as bad, but Joe Willock's does sound bad. It does seem like he's going to be out for at least a couple of weeks. So, again, it depends on how things go this week in the training ground. The club will need to look over scans. It's still in quite early stages to determine whether players can make it for the final or not. But my assumption would be at this moment in time that Joe Willock is in fact going to miss the final. Yes, I don't work for the club, so I can't give you a full analysis of it, but it doesn't look good. It doesn't sound good, according to Eddie Howe in that press conference. So it's one that I'm concerned for. I think selling John Joe Shelby in the window and not replacing him has already bit us in the backside. We've definitely light when it comes towards the midfield. We've got the likes of Elliot Anderson on the bench. I mean, bless him, he's a youngster coming up the squad, trying to make his way into the first team. But, you can't play Elliot Anderson in the Carabao Cup final. It's mental. It's the biggest match in 20 years, and you're relying on youngsters coming in. So we're definitely short string. I mean, I think Bruno comeback is going to be the key one for us. If Joelinton gets a yellow card in the Premier League, that's 2 matches in the Premier League where, once again, we're without Joelinton. So it's causing a problem already with these injuries. I feel like it's definitely a concern at this moment in time. We've got a feeling that we'll probably put Saint-Maximin out wide. You have Joelinton, Bruno and Longstaff in the middle in the final. It looks like at this moment in time, depending on how things are going. Of course, we've still got a Liverpool game as well at the weekend, so it's very important we don't get injuries on that. But regarding the squad, though, it doesn't seem to be too bad. I think we probably have dodged the bullet with the exception of Joe Willock. It seems to me like the other players should all be back for the final. Of course, again, take it with a pinch of salt. I'm trying my best to give you the information, but I mean, at this moment in time, it still can be a bit of guesswork in some aspects. But for Eddie Howe said in the press conference with what journalists are put out there, you can somewhat give an assumption of when players could be back for. So I'm expecting everyone with the exception of Joe Willock to be back for the final. So that's my verdict on it. Let me know what you think about that down in the comments section. It's mainly a video regarding injuries. I am actually going to go to the training ground at some point this week. I haven't been during the transfer window. I was going to go when Anthony Gordon came in, but I had quite a bad illness at the time. So pretty much I need to go there anyway and get my autographs signed. So I'll go there and obviously let you know what players are there on that day. But thank you guys for watching. Take care. Let me know your thoughts down below. And I will see you all in the next one.